The ideology of the Democratic Party of the United States is mainly based on American liberalism, which is in contrast with the conservatism of the Republican Party, its main political rival. The Democratic Party has large centrist and progressive components, as well as smaller, albeit increasing socialist elements. Founded approximately in 1828 by supporters of Andrew Jackson, the Democratic Party is the world's oldest active political party. Its main inspirator was Thomas Jefferson. So let's have a look together at what the Democrats think and would like to implement. Economic policies and free trade agreements. Equal economic opportunity and a robust social safety net provided by the welfare state and strong labour unions have historically been at the heart of the Democratic Party's economic policy. The party favours a mixed economy and generally supports a progressive tax system, higher minimum wages, social security, universal healthcare, public education and subsidised housing for low-income households. It also supports infrastructure development and clean energy investments to achieve economic development and job creation. Since the 1990s, the party has occasionally supported centrist economic reforms that cut the size of government and reduced market regulations. The Democratic Party supports labour unions. The Democrats support fair and free trade agreements among the United States and other countries. Former President Barack Obama extensively promoted the free trade agreement between the United States and several countries in the Pacific Ocean area. Fiscal policy and social services. The Democrats prefer a progressive tax structure, which is the opposite of a flat tax structure, to provide more social services and reduce economic inequality by increasing taxes on the wealthiest Americans. Now, in other words, the richer you are, the higher your tax rate. They also believe in government spending on social services, while spending less on the military. They do strongly oppose cutting social services, such as Social Security, Medicare and Medicaid, believing cuts to be harmful to efficiency of social welfare and social justice. Minimum wage. The Democrats favour raising the minimum wage and believe that all Americans have the right to a fair wage. They call for a $15 an hour national minimum wage and believe that the minimum wage should be adjusted regularly according to the inflation rate. Healthcare. As you can recall from Obama's mandates at the White House, the Democrats strongly support affordable and quality healthcare and favour moving towards universal healthcare. Regardless of the forms, either as single-payer programs or public health insurance options, the Democrats are clear on this. Everyone in America must have access to the healthcare system and be provided with the needed healthcare services. Education. According to the Democrats, also education should be provided to every American kid on a free-of-charge basis, like it happens in most European countries and Canada. They also support universal preschool. The Democratic Party is keen in reducing student loan debt and support reforms to force down tuition fees. Other proposed reforms have included nationwide universal preschool education, tuition-free or reduced tuition college, and reforms of standardized testing. The environment. The Democrats believe that the government should protect the environment and take a solid stance against air, water, and land pollution. In more recent years, this stance has had its emphasis on alternative energy generation as the basis for an improved economy, greater national security, and general environmental benefits. Among Democrats, the most influential and active is clearly former Vice President Al Gore, who has prioritised the climate change and global warming as one of the most important challenges for the Democratic Party. Also, the Democrats have pressed for stern regulation of greenhouse gases. Now, the Democrats have never questioned the existence or impact of climate change. Gun control. With a stated goal of reducing crime and homicide, the Democratic Party has introduced various gun control measures over the recent decades. However, not everyone in the Democratic Party agrees with this policy. Specifically, the representatives from the southern states have a position on this topic much closer to the Republican Party. It must be noted that in the rural areas of the southern states, the Democrats can't collect many votes due to this stance against guns. The death penalty. Starting from 2016, the Democratic Party has totally changed its position on the death penalty. Despite before 2016, the Democrats were in favour of the death penalty, provided there was sufficient certainty as to the proof of culpability. Now they're against capital punishment, and they are actively campaigning for a total ban of such punishment throughout America. Immigration. In 2012, based on Barack Obama's political views, the Democratic Party representatives endorsed enacting comprehensive immigration reform, reflecting America's values as both a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. They commonly agree on an easier path towards citizenship for immigrants, a system to facilitate the allocation of visas which meets economic needs, keeps families together, and enforces the law. Equal opportunity and LGBT rights. The Democratic Party strongly support equality of opportunity for all Americans, regardless of sex, age, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, or religion. In this regard, the Democrats are actively campaigning for this achievement. In 2012, the Democratic Party representatives took a strong stance against LGBT discrimination, stating that no one should face discrimination based on their gender, sexual orientation, and gender identity, such as transgender, gay, lesbian, and/or bisexual. For those who are interested in knowing more about the Democratic Party policies, we give you a link in the description below, the 2016 Democratic Party Platform, which is the document summarising the latest position of the Democrats in relation to several topics. Please further note that the new 2020 Democratic Party platform may be available soon. So we hope you enjoyed this one. Please do feel free to comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.